Welcome back, everybody, to Stacey on Sports presents the W season, our show dedicated to the WNBA. I am your main host, Stacey Carter II, and I'm joined by a very, very, very special guest representing South Carolina. Also got ties in Tennessee and Cal. She's a student at Syracuse University, Newhouse Graduate School. Got Kay Racine on the show. Kay, what's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for the title. That sounds good. It has a good real ring to it. Let's go ahead and add Newhouse Masters to that.
Newhouse Masters to that. Can't forget that. We both go there. I go there too. Y'all see that hat? Y'all see that hat?
I just got this cup too.
Oh, the fancy cup. Okay, nice. And on today's episode, we're just going to touch back on the WNBA. You know, they took a breakthrough to the Olympics in Paris. Hopefully they bring home the gold. So we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to in the second half of the season. I got to pick Kay's brain about the WNBA, see where her head is, especially her favorite team, because if she say the wrong team, we going to have a problem. And also, we got to touch on the great A'ja Wilson due to Kay's South Carolina ties. Go Gamecocks, I guess. First, let's just talk about the WNBA as a whole in the second half of the season. We got the Liberty, of course, leading the pack. We got the Fever. We got the Sky vying for playoff spots. They're 7 and 8, respectively. Of course, you got the Champs, the Aces, trying to climb back up. In the second half of the season, Kay, what are you looking forward to?
And just like you said, the Aces trying to come back up. Like the Aces, I want to see how they're going to finish up. They're 5th right now in the WNBA standings, and they're 3rd in the West. And so coming off the loss of the Sky with Angel Reese and everything, although they meet up 2 more times this season, they normally play better at home, and that wasn't the case for this last game. So heading into this Olympic break. So with 33%, most of the team being the Olympic team being the ace from the Aces, I'm hoping a gold medal win, from the team leads them into the rest of the season with some better momentum, a more heightened momentum for A'ja and Kelsey and all of them. So I don't know. What do you think?
Hopefully they can. They're 16 and 8 right now. Like you mentioned, they're sitting 5th in the WNBA overall. But they went 8 and 2 in their last 10 games. And that's due to Chelsea Gray returning. She is the point guard, and she's got that title for a reason. She definitely drives the team. And A'ja Wilson's having an MVP candidate right now. I think she's running away with it. I think it's just one, and then everybody else is right here. So hopefully, as them being the defending champs, 2-time defending champs, they can start to climb back up in the second half of the season. I'm really looking forward to what they do. Do you have anything else about the Aces, or do you have another point?
A little bit more about the Aces is that I just feel like with Chelsea coming off the best year of her life, I talked to her a while ago when I was at Cal, and she just told me she's just excited for the year and ready to get moving. And coming off the best year of your life, you always have a certain type of confidence that you walk into the room with, and you're just like, yeah, like I can do this. And I feel like the team that she has consistently been getting better. And so, like I said, as they finish up this year with Chelsea Gray, and I'm just excited to see what it all looks like. So,
yeah, I feel the same way, Chelsea. I'm having the best year of my life so far. And you are too. I can't forget about you.
Yeah. We really are. This is about to be the best year of our lives.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be a fun ride. I do want to add on a couple more points about what I'm looking forward to as far as the second half. I'm interested in seeing how the Minnesota Lynx going to play out the second half of the season. Surprisingly to me, they're sitting at 3rd overall in the WNBA. But in the last 10 games before the break, 5 and 5. So are they trending up? Surprisingly, as we've seen, or are they going to go back down or plateau? With these type of teams in WNBA where the team is great defensively, but offensively is in the middle of the pack, at some point they'll fizzle out. We've seen that time and time again with the Connecticut Sun, who always have a great regular season, but when it comes to postseason play, they just can't capture that title. And that's due to being kind of offensively challenged. I mean, you got on the Lynx, Nafisa Collier, who might be my cousin, I don't know. I got to do some research on
Stacey,
that.
y'all do have the same last name.
Yeah. She might be my cousin. We might be related. I don't know. She's averaging 20 points, and then you got Kayla McBride averaging around 16, and then there's a dip with everybody else. So they're pretty top heavy when it comes to scoring. So can Nafisa Collier, when it gets tough in the second half of the season, because everybody's going to bring their A game. You got a lot of teams vying for the playoffs. Can they get a bucket? Can her and Kayla McBride get buckets towards the end of the game when it gets tough? I don't know. We got to see how that play out, because like we both mentioned, we got the Aces still trying to climb back up. Then of course you still got the Liberty and the Sun on top, who are used to being on top. So it'd be interesting to see how the Lynx do in the second half. What you think about the Minnesota Lynx?
I agree. I think it's going to be interesting. Like you said, the trending over the years has been like they kind of die off towards the end of the season. And I don't want to say that's the case this year, because it is an Olympic year and there was a much needed break for a lot of them. And so we don't know who was training, who was getting ready, who was actually just taking a break, who was, so once they get back on the court and that first game starts and the clock starts running, I feel like we're going to be able to see, okay, she was ready. She was not going to let the second half of the season get away from her. I feel like once the momentum builds after this Olympic break, we're really going to get to see who is like, okay, like I realized I went to the Olympics, or I realized some of my teammates had to go and that we had this little break, but this is not going to stop me from my main goal, which is getting to this championship.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And my last point, and we can move this on to the second topic.
One more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a bonus.
Let's go.
I do want to see if Angel can start another double-double train. Coming off with the Aces, she had another double-double after losing the 15-game winning streak. All Rookie of the Month in June because of it. WNBA All-Star game. Will she come with the same intensity after going into this Olympic break and coming out? Will she, maintain that, or has she in a sense hit her plateau, which I don't think that's ever the case for Angel. But right now she's averaging 13 points, 12 rebounds per game. Will that continue as she finishes her rookie year?
And that exactly leads to the second topic, where I got to get your opinion on this. It's one of the hottest topics in the WNBA. We got Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, who's going to win Rookie of the Year. I know it's been a headache. Caitlin Clark leads the WNBA in assists with 8.2. And you mentioned Angel Reese's 12 rebounds per game. That leads the WNBA right now. So it's been neck and neck. We've seen the Caitlin Clark game where she had 24 points, 19 assists. And then you also said Angel Reese, her streak getting those double-doubles. So this is a tight race. So I gotta get your opinion. I know we splitting hers, and I don't want to give you a headache or anything, but you gotta have an answer. Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
And this is the thing. I'm torn in between the two. I think the league, they choose. So I'm assuming who gets Rookie of the Year. Me sitting back in my house, I'm like watching the games. Who's going to get Rookie of the Year? I say it should be the highest scoring person. And looking at the stat sheet, we all know who that is. It's Caitlin Clark. So it's like, now, don't get me wrong, Angel Reese is a dog. And what you hear mostly, and what you see mostly from Caitlin Clark, is the game has changed tremendously for women's sports. And it's like, it's been a driving force since LSU and Iowa's matchup in the national championship game. It just has been crazy ever since, and it's just been continuing to grow. And this rivalry is going to last years for both of them is in the league, and it's just going to continue to help grow the game. But let's take a step back and realize that Angel can't outscore Caitlin Clark. That, to me, that is fact. It is what it is. Just averaging 17 points per game, and Angel's averaging 13. Caitlin Clark's not a huge rebounder, but at the end of the day, the award should go to someone who's putting up the team on their back. And as a rookie, and being able to go out there every game and go toe to toe with the best in the league. Don't get me wrong, Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, they're a part of that, put the team on their back along with Caitlin. But at the end of the day, Clark is really carrying the whole team, leading the team with 17 points per game and like 5 rebounds. Around 5 rebounds per game. Whole time, Angel over there, she's good, but she chilling up in the dog kennel with dogs like Kennedy Carter, Elizabeth Williams, and she has Camila Cardoso. So it's like looking at the bigger picture at the end of the day, who is going to win? And I think they're going to choose Caitlin Clark.
So you don't think Caitlin Clark's scoring prowess is a product of having Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell? We talking about two good WNBA players, because you said that's the argument against Angel Reese, but Caitlin Clark also has that type of protection too as well. So
I agree with the type of protection, but I think it's just different. The intensity and the camaraderie and the fight that the Sky have is a little bit different than the Indiana Fever. Again, I love Aaliyah Boston. I'm rooting for everybody from South Carolina. That's that's where. But she is clearly just now starting to, catch traction in the W. Yeah. And it's like, okay, it's very, very obvious. Like, she is going to be somebody that changes this league. She's going to be somebody that gets her ground and starts to make an impact like Asia did. And so it's like, okay, we need to give her time to do that. And so I feel like since she's just now, starting to do that, it's like, okay, let's see where this progresses. Let's see where this goes. But I definitely think she has the same weapons in them too. But again, back to outscoring and whose team is doing better, the stats speak for themselves.
Yeah. Well, coming into the league, speaking on Angel Reese, we didn't see her as a polished scorer anyway. That was the knock on her. That was the knock everybody had on her, that she doesn't really have an offensive game right now, which is going to develop in time. So she'll be fine in that aspect. I said this in the beginning. I said they're going to try to find a way. They, meaning the media, the powers that be in the W, we're going to try to find a way to give Caitlin Clark the Rookie of the Year. Long as she put up stats that are okay. At the very least, okay, they're going to find a way, because she's arguably the most marketable name going right now in the WNBA. For me personally, it is close, but I think I'm gonna go with Angel Reese because of consistency. I think she's been a little bit more consistent than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has, with all rookies, of course, has peaks and valleys. Like, her lows are low and her highs are high. Angel Reese kind of been like, kind of been a more steady. Yeah, she been a more steady person. And like you said, she had that 15-game streak of just getting double-doubles. I think they can't go unnoticed. So I have her slightly winning Rookie of the Year, but I would not be surprised if Caitlin Clark get it.
But see, that's why I said I'm torn between the two, because I agree with you. Now, if I were to choose who the Rookie of the Year was, I would go with Angel Reese. June, like I said, June Rookie of the Month, the 15 straight double-doubles, broke Candace Parker's double-double streak. May she retire in peace, retire in peace. The fastest, she literally had the fastest WNBA player record of 250 points since 1999. And we're talking 25 years, Stacey. I was born in 1999. Granted, Caitlin Clark passed that barrier before her, but for them even to be right there neck and neck is another reason why they're both great candidates for Rookie of the Year. I see greater longevity and overall success for a team or a franchise in Angel Reese than in Caitlin Clark, because like you said, Caitlin Clark's highs are highs, her lows are lows. Again, it goes back to consistency and how you help the team. And I feel like you said, Angel Reese has been the most consistent out of both of them.
Yeah. Also, I think the tiebreaker will be whose team makes the playoffs or miss the playoffs, or who's the higher seed if both of them in the playoffs. Like right now, the Fever are 7, the Sky are 8. So if that stays, then Caitlin Clark is going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yep, that's true. I agree with that. I agree with it.
Yeah, but it's a great race, and I'm glad both those ladies are doing well, and I hope they continue to grow. Real quick, it's one rookie that I'm fascinated by. I want to get your quick opinion on her, Rakia Jackson. I seen her live in person going against the Aces. She had 7 points in the fourth quarter. She was getting buckets out there a little bit. Getting buckets. What you think of Rakia Jackson?
I love Rakia, and again, I'm rooting for everybody from Tennessee and South Carolina because I attended those schools. But she's a silent dog. Like, I feel like people are like, oh, she's a rookie. It's just her rookie year. But I feel like as she progresses in this league, she's going to have so much impact for the Sparks, and she's going to have so much impact to whatever team she stays on. Hopefully it is the Sparks for her in her case, but I see her trending upwards, and knowing that she had to, as a rookie, take a step up with Brink, getting a season-ending injury, getting out, she's going to, have the opportunity to get in more often, get more minutes, get more playing time, So I feel like she is seeing like, okay, like I'm in this league and I'm here to stay, but let me not let y'all forget me. She's trying to make sure she's not forgetting. She's on that fine line of, I'm a rookie, I'm coasting, I'm trying to learn the game, I'm trying to learn the W, and just trying to make sure I'm trending in the right direction. But I think she's somebody to keep an eye out for sure.
Oh, definitely. All right, we got to get to this random rapid fire question segment. I got to pick your brain, Kay. I got to pick your brain. I got to see how you thinking. I'm just going to ask random questions and just give me the correct answer.
Look, I'm going to give you my correct answer.
All right, first, I got to get your take. Who's your favorite WNBA team?
My favorite WNBA team. I'm going to go Aces. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It is my favorite WNBA team, but it's because of Asia, and it's because her history and her legacy of South Carolina. Like, if I didn't say Aces, I'm sure anybody watching this is going to be like, girl, ain't you from South Carolina? Like, so yeah, them roots go deep.
Yeah.
So that's my team. That's my team.
Oh yeah. So great answer. That's my favorite team, the Aces. I've been following them since they moved from San Antonio when they was the Silver Stars. I think that was their name. Oh, yeah. And then when they got Asia Wilson, it was like a wrap for me because I was seeing her in South Carolina, and her game is fantastic. And she's found the way to get better every season. She finds something in her game and she works on it, and she's doing great.
And
definitely my MVP.
Players like that, you just know they're going to be legends. They're going to be GOATs. And she's just established herself as that when she was at South Carolina with the history and changing all of that. But it's just like now it's taken to a higher level that she's the W. And before, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese joined, the W consists of other players and everybody, but the biggest name was Asia Wilson.
Yeah. So great. Aces, favorite team. So I'm guessing Asia Wilson is your favorite player.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Kennedy Carter second.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
When she steps on that court, she is not playing with nobody. And I'm just one of those people that I'm no nonsense. I was a college athlete myself. When it's time for me to go hard, I go hard. I turn it up a notch. I was a hammer thrower in track and field, so it wasn't a team sport really. So it was a little different. But I just see her and I'm like, the intensity that she plays with, I aspire. Like, if I played basketball, that's how I would be. Like, hands down, that's how I would be.
All right. Interesting choice right there. Now, we've heard that Golden State is going to get a WNBA team. Toronto is going to get a WNBA team. If you could put a WNBA team in any city in this country, where would you put it?
Any city. And that is a good question.
Don't forget South Carolina is listening.
Look, that's a good question. Why you stump me like that? See, I don't want to say South Carolina. I don't.
Oh.
I will say I will say I think I'm gonna go with North Carolina. Only because that's the mecca of the Carolinas. And it's only an hour drive from Columbia to Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's doable for the South Carolina fans.
Okay.
So we gonna put the Carolinas together in one and go south, go north, put a WNBA team, drop them in Charlotte with all the other teams in Charlotte, and and go from there.
Okay. So bring back the Charlotte Steam. No? Different name?
Different name. Something new, something with the new generation and the millennials. We got people that's coming out of college and going to the league, and with all of this is expansion. There's gonna be so many different players to get drafted. I say change the name, give it something fresh. I don't think we should keep the same names of the old teams.
Speaking of the old teams, this team needs to come back. The Houston Comets deserve to be back in the W.
Look,
hands down.
They do, hands down. First championship. And at the end of the day, four, but the first. At the end of the day, you know, Stacey, that I want to live in Houston. I want to live in Texas. I want to live in Dallas. I want to live in Texas in general. So that team coming back, y'all holler at me. I'm going to be graduate of Newhouse. If y'all promote myself real quick. But no, I really think they should bring that team back. I know they have the Dallas Wings, but I just don't feel like that's enough for Texas. There's so many teams in Texas. It's so much people so many people in Texas that enjoy sports and go to sporting events out there. You have the Texans and the Cowboys, the Wings, Houston Dash, the Astro. Like, you have so many teams out there. I just feel like it's only right to maybe add another WNBA team.
Yeah, come on. We need to get rich and put some money together so that way we can bring back the Houston Comets. We bring more championships in Texas because we know the Cowboys not getting it done. But let's go.
Anyway, save that for another day. Save it for another day.
Last question, last one. This gonna be a little bit tough one. If you had to make a starting five, who would be in your starting five? WNBA players. I know it's gonna be Asia, maybe Trinity, maybe.
I'm going Chelsea Gray. At that point. I'm gonna go Gray. I'm gonna put Kelsey on there. I have to. They just work really good together.
Yeah, they do.
I can't not choose her. Kennedy Carter. And then I'm Asia and Angel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would love to see, actually, look, don't do that to me. I just don't know. Okay, my mindset with picking this team is like, who do I think is going to win? Not a one person that's going to be a standout. The team collectively going to get the job done. Anytime the ball is in anybody's hands, a play is going to be made, So I'm just like, I would put Caitlin on there. But I'm not going to put her in Kennedy Carter place. And it's like, I don't want to put her in Kelsey place. I don't want to put her in Gray place. So like I said, I'm going to stick with my five. I'm sticking behind them. I'm standing 10 toes.
Okay.
I'm
10 toes. I hear you.
Yeah.
If I had to make a five, just real quick off top, I'll go with Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, and Alyssa Thomas.
Alyssa Thomas, really?
Yeah. Hey, double machine right
about
there.
11 points.
Triple-double.
Yeah, she's averaging about 11 points this year, though. I feel like she hasn't really, come out of her shell as much as she did in college. So, I mean, I'm interested to see how she continues to progress in the W, but that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, I need that triple-double machine. Let me get them rebounds, get them assists.
Yeah.
Scoring is already being handled. You ain't got to worry about that.
That's true. Look, if I wanted to be funny, I could have chose a whole South Carolina team for real. Look,
hey, you can. You got like 72 players to choose from. South Carolina's WNBA factory down there.
But look, I'm gonna stick behind my five.
Oh, nice. Well, that was the end of the random rapid fire question segment. Let's go ahead and go to, speaking of South Carolina, we got to go back to your South Carolina roots. Like I said, it's like the mecca of college basketball, and it's a WNBA factory down there led by Don Staley, who's one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time. Of course, like we already mentioned, we had Asia Wilson coming out of there, got Aaliyah Boston coming out of there, both of them won championships. Huh?
I said Tiffany Mitchell.
Yeah,
goes on.
The list goes on and on and on. I just want to get your perspective of how you looked at South Carolina basketball with those two ladies down there since you were a student down there. Like, how was it for you watching those two not only come up, but also make an impact in the WNBA?
I mean, it's great. I mean, again, I'm from South Carolina. She stayed home. I went back home because I didn't start staying at home. We twins for real, but no, let me stop. She changed women's basketball forever at the University of South Carolina. The amount of success that came with her era at South Carolina was crazy. And just being able to watch how Coach Staley like left Temple, came to a Power 5 top school, and the back then, like 2008 until Asia around 2014, the team was trash, honey. They was not. They weren't doing what they were needed to do, being a Power 5 school in the SEC. But it slowly started to get better over the years. And before Asia, it was Tiffany Mitchell who helped lead Coach Staley to her second appearance in the Sweet 16. I think the first one was like 2011 or 2012. I need to fact check that. But when Asia came in, committed to South Carolina, being from South Carolina, Heathwood Episcopal in Hopkins, South Carolina, down the street, it was huge because everybody was already following her throughout high school. They knew she was #1 in the country. And it was like, oh my gosh, this girl's from South Carolina. All the South Carolina people were hyping her up and cheering for her. And it's like, okay, where's she going to go to college now? Because everybody in South Carolina was rooting for her. They want to follow her. And I think the year she stepped foot on to campus in Columbia, South Carolina, she's from South Carolina, but once she stepped foot on that campus, everything changed. The culture of South Carolina women's basketball changed when Dawn was able to use a weapon like Asia, like starting out of high school to on the collegiate level. She was a weapon immediately as a true freshman. But I think with that, the culture changed because there came better recruits, better people coming from all over the country, people wanting to play at a top 5 SEC program, who's constantly, making it to March and playing come March. Asia's impact with coaches only like doubled over the years in Aaliyah Boston and everybody else that has come through this program that have made it into the WNBA. And if you think about Asia's impact from a numbers level, Coach Staley has lost 35 games in the last 10 years. And that's in comparison to the 6 years before Asia. She lost 71 games.
Oh, man.
Exactly. And then in 2018, with Asia being the first round, before that, the national championships, the March Madness's Final Four appearances, and then the national championship, that changed they always knew it was possible, but once that one happened, and I know anybody, once they get that national championship, once they get something on their bed, they get hungry, they get ready. They're trying to, get any opportunity, get anybody on their team that's going to help them continue this momentum, get anybody, recruits or people in the environment of their team that's going to help them progress and not hold them back. And so being able to continue that even from 2014 to now, Coach Staley has not missed a beat. And again, that change did not come until Asia, 6'5" high schooler, #1 recruit in South Carolina, committed to South Carolina and just changed the trajectory of South Carolina women's basketball for the SEC and nationally.
Yeah, when I first discovered Asia Wilson at South Carolina, I instantly became a fan. I thought she had what it takes. And I wasn't even that familiar with her game. I thought she had what it takes to be the next great in the WNBA. It's been tremendous to see. She's been tremendous in the W. Right now, on the pace to go Hall of Fame. 2 championships, MVP on her belt, defensive MVP. Already got accolades. I think how many years she's in?
Backing them up. She's been in since 2018. So quick maths. Not good with that. 22, 6. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, the point is she hasn't been her that she hasn't been her that long. And she's already like considered like one of the greats. And it's been amazing to see. Especially she's been my favorite player since like day one. Real quick,
No,
I do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say no. Literally, ever since 2018, when I saw first round aces, I said I could never switch up on my girl. I'm an Ace fan for life. I don't care what
For
happens.
life.
For life. For life.
Nice, nice. Real quick, speaking of impact, I do want to get your take on Aaliyah Boston. Obviously had a decorated career in South Carolina. Came to the WNBA, kind of been like under the radar a little bit, not really talked about that much. How you feel her career is going in the W? Is it going the way you thought it would go, or you thought she would be a little bit more elevated?
I think she's just starting to build her momentum. Well, first, let's talk about her role, Asia's role in, getting somebody like Aaliyah Boston to come through South Carolina. Again, that impact is serious. It's not a joke. And as you can see, they're both, powers to their specific franchise. But I think Boston is just starting to build her momentum in the W. I want the best for anybody. Again, that's a Gamecock. But we're close to the halfway point in the season. They took this Olympic break. Her stats are improving. I mean, she's already at 9 double-doubles this year. And last season, she ended the season with 11. So it's like she has so much more to go. She has 50 blocks last season. She's already at 40 right now. It's like even her three-point shooting has increased. And I think having Clark on her team is good for her. It put a lot of eyes on her and it made her realize, okay, like we're not playing. I have a good rookie on my team. I struggled a little bit because I didn't have everybody, working together. My team wasn't doing as well before. And now we have somebody that can help the team. Now I need to step up so our team can be as the best it can be. And I think if she stays with this franchise for the next couple of years, they'll be able to put up a good fight with the Liberty in the East. And I know people are looking at me like, I don't know about that. Caitlin is a rookie. She has so many more years of this game to go. Aaliyah has so many more years of this game to go. It's like those people being together and the younger generation be together. I feel like they're more close-knit because of this huge audience on women's sports right now. And so as it continues to trend up, like I said, they're going to get better. And the Liberty might need to be cautious of them in the next couple of years when it comes to the conference championships.
Oh, wow.
That's how I feel, because Boston to me has a bright future. Her future is bright. Like I said, the garnet and black and the veins run deep. So I personally think that she is just getting her grounding, but it's trending up and it's only going to continue to trend up. And you've seen that for most of the South Carolina people that come out of South Carolina. So I don't feel like it should be any different for Aaliyah Boston. There should be no question. Is she going to do better? Is she going to slack off? That's not the environment she was built in. She was built in an environment to go get it, to go hard, to get every rebound, to score when she can, to be a dominant force for her team like she was for South Carolina. So I think she's just going to continue that trend. But again, once she finds her footing, like she has this year, she's only just going to continue to trend up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what she does next year with Caitlin Clark having a year under her belt. And then, like you said, she's speaking of Aaliyah Boston, she's getting better. And so when she put it all together, I do want to see how that goes. I don't know if she's ever going to be like a number one option on the team. I don't think she has that offensively. Offensively, I don't think she has that skill set to carry a team on her back at this point in her career.
And that's the thing. We can't just be like, oh yeah, like we don't know if she can do it. There's an off season for a reason, and that reason is to go to work. Yeah. So if she can go to work and get that done with Caitlin Clark, again, she's already improved since Clark has joined the team. And going into off season with somebody, practicing with somebody, in camp with somebody that can help change the team, she might take a step back and be like, oh, take the approach that Asia takes. There's these things that I suffer with, or these things that I am not good at, but I refuse to not be good at these things for my team. She's still young, relatively young too. So it's like the peak for her has not even been reached yet. So, I feel like that's, as we see it develop and as it plays out, then I feel like we can make a solid, assumption.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not, my assumptions are not solid. Because of course they're gonna change, and I'm not rooting against her at all. I love Aaliyah.
I knew that. I know that.
But like I'm just saying, from what I see right now, it kind of took a point guard, so to speak, to kind of bring that out of her. I'm talking, if you take Caitlin Clark away, as we seen last year, I don't know if she has the offensive skill sets to carry a team right now. She's more like a rebounding big, put it back up, make a post move, and get a bucket in that sense. But I don't know if I never seen her as I was hoping to see her as like a 25-point scorer. Not as average. I'm talking about when it's time to get that, go get that. I don't see her as that. So that's why I don't see her as a number one option right now.
And she's picking up her scoring. She is.
Yeah, she is.
So it's like, again, I just want to see where this goes, coming back again, back to our first, what we were talking about first, as the WNBA starts back up after this Olympic break, will Aaliyah Boston start, taking it up a couple of more notches? And what was she working on, during this break? Yeah.
I do see her one day at her peak being like a 20-point scorer, like 20-10 type of play. I do see that. But, right now it's going to be probably a little bit of a learning curve because you got Caitlin Clark on that team and the narrative is being pushed that way. The scoring pressure is being pushed that way. But hopefully within that, Aaliyah Boston could continue to develop and be like, hey, I was the number one pick for a reason.
Yeah, right. And again, that's the kind of culture that Dawn Staley has produced with the South Carolina athletes. So it's just a matter of time till that switch clicks for Aaliyah and she just goes off and be the dog that everybody, and including Dawn and everybody that knew her at South Carolina, knows she can be.
Definitely. Well, that was the end of the W season from Stacey on Sports. Once again, I'm your main host, Stacey Carter II. I was joined by the great Kay, Racine. Kay, tell us your social medias. Where can we find you at?
My social media, Instagram is Kay Racine at KAYRACINE. And then my Twitter handle is Kay Racine TV at KAYRACINE TV.
I'm glad you spelled it out because I was going to have to search it up so I can put it in the video. Okay, I got it. We will be back next month, of course, talk about the WNBA. Please follow us on our YouTube channel, Stacey on Sports. Follow us on Instagram and on Still In My Mind Twitter. But until next time, we are signing off. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.